So where were you born?
I was born in city and state.
Yeah, city, state.
Salem, Illinois, United States of America.
And what's your occupation?
I am a mental health therapist.
What decade were you born?
What decade? The 80s.
The 80s, awesome. Now as a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a garbage man when I was little. Because you get to hang off the back of the truck.
What has been the happiest moment in your life?
Happiest individual moment. It's not really fair that my wife's standing right there.
For your personal growth.
Marrying my wife. And my, I would say my trip teaching English in Vietnam.
What scares you the most?
Scares me the most? Letting people down.
Now, what are the most important personal choices you've made that have led you to where you currently are physically and emotionally?
Could you repeat that question?
Sure. What are the most important personal choices you have made that have led you to where you currently are physically and emotionally?
Marrying my wife.
What has been your... Oh, do you have more? No, do you have more?
No, because that's what led me into the children's theater, which then traveled me around the country, which then challenged everything I viewed, and then moved to Chicago, and then I wouldn't have became a social worker and a therapist. Maybe. I'm done.
What's been your favorite vacation?
My favorite vacation?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my trip to Vietnam, I don't know if that was vacation. Do we have a favorite trip?
That's your favorite trip.
When my wife and I would go to Colorado for her birthday.
That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What are your current life goals?
Current life goals would be to raise my children to have happy, successful lives. Help raise my children to have healthy, successful lives. And I would like to complete my licensing for my degree. And I would like to be an administrator or run a program at some point in my life.
What is one thing you're currently worrying about?
Am I doing my job well enough? Because I'm a new therapist.
It's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
What's one life lesson you can teach me?
Teach you?
Mm-hmm.
Teach you. What's the definition of teach?
As if I have no concept of what life lessons there are out there.
To each their own.
Sounds good.
It's the one I'm working on.
To each their own. What has been the most difficult thing you've ever had to overcome?
Most difficult thing I've ever had to overcome. Being bullied in school.
Would you like to expand, or is that it?
I was bullied throughout middle school, high school, some college.
If you could travel back in time to your 10-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself?
My 10-year-old self would not listen to any advice I would give him.
If you could ask yourself a question 30 years from now, what would that question be?
So if I could know what I would be happening 30 years from now?
Yeah, if you could ask yourself a question 30 years from now, what would you want to know right now?
Is there something I should stop eating right now?
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.